Naan bread is the ultimate way to switch up the usual lunch or dinner ideas because it turns out very flavorful and delicious, and it's super versatile. So if you've been looking for the simplest recipe, this recipe is for you to try out. You'll need some all-purpose flour, lukewarm water. We have plain yogurt, sugar, salt, and yeast. So into your bowl, you're going to be adding in 10 grams of instant yeast. That is 2 teaspoons. If you're going to be using dry yeast, you'll add in your yeast, sugar, and lukewarm water. Wait for around 5 minutes for the yeast to bloom. That is, the yeast is going to produce carbon dioxide, which is going to help the naan to puff up when ready. But because I'm using instant yeast, I'm going to add in all the ingredients into my bowl. So I'm going to add in sugar, add in my flour, mix. Add in my plain yogurt and gradually add in water as I mix. Make sure the water is lukewarm and the plain yogurt is at room temperature before adding into your dry ingredients, because it's going to make it very easy for the dough to rise while resting. Scrape your bowl to make sure all the ingredients are fully combining into a shaggy dough. And the plain yogurt is going to make the naan very fluffy with a very nice taste. Once a shaggy dough is formed, just like this, I'm going to go in with my hands and knead for around 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to pinch into the dough using the palm of my hands just like this to make sure the dry ingredients are fully absorbing the moisture from the wet ingredients. If you have a stand mixer, you're going to add in all the ingredients into your bowl and knead the dough for around 3 to 5 minutes over medium speed. And it's going to be quite handy because you're not going to go through kneading using your hands. So it's going to be quite a hack. But if you're going to be kneading manually, you're going to knead for around 3 to 5 minutes until the dough is smooth and elastic. Kneading the dough is going to activate the gluten structure of the flour. So resting is going to be very crucial. If you notice that your dough is on the sticky side, you're going to add in a tablespoon of all-purpose flour at a time and knead until the dough is not sticky at all, which means that you're going to be using 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour plus a little bit more for kneading and dusting your working surface. And if you're going to be doubling or tripling the recipe, you're going to need more flour or more ingredients. So I'm going to continue kneading by sprinkling in a little bit of flour. Add in a tablespoon of cooking oil. Then I'm going to knead in the cooking oil until fully combined into the dough. After adding in the cooking oil, you'll notice that the dough gets very soft and smooth. So you can transfer to your countertop and continue kneading for the remaining time, that is. When the dough is perfect and not sticky, you're going to tuck in the bottom just like this to make sure you have a smooth top. Adding a teaspoon of cooking oil, then using the palm of your hands, you're going to spread the cooking oil so that the dough doesn't dry out while resting. Just like that. Then you're going to cover with plastic wrap. And once done, you're going to be resting your dough for around 30 minutes to an hour or until doubled up in size. So if your kitchen is cold, you can add some kitchen towel on top, then place in a warm area in your kitchen. So I'm going to clear my working surface and see you after the dough is well rested. Now that my dough has doubled up in size, I'm going to remove the plastic wrap. Then I'm going to punch, remove the excess air pockets in the dough, transfer to my countertop. But first, I'm going to sprinkle in some flour. Add in a little bit more flour. Then I'm going to knead for around a minute to pop all those air pockets in the dough. And once done, I'm going to roll out my dough just like this. Sprinkle in some more flour on my countertop. Then using a bench scraper or a knife, you're going to divide the dough into around 6 to 8 pieces. Make sure the pieces of dough are even. And once done, I'm going to tuck the dough in the bottom just like this to form a smooth shape. Place aside, pick the next, and repeat with the rest of the dough. When making naan, the first step is always the longest because you're going to wait for the dough to rest. But after that, it's all about cooking and enjoying some delicious naan. Make sure the pieces of dough are even. So I have 3 small pieces of dough. I'm going to make sure they are all the same size. I'm going to pick this one, add in a little bit more dough to make it the same size. And once done, you'll notice that the dough is still doubling in size as you roll out because of the yeast. So now I'm going to dust my working surface with some all-purpose flour. Place a skillet over medium flame. And you'll need a rolling pin at this point and a little bit more all-purpose flour for dusting your working surface. Then I'm going to press using the palm of my hands and roll out just like this. The target here is to get an oval shape. So as you push, make sure to do it vertically. And once done, I'm going to check if my skillet is hot. And immediately you place the piece of dough on your hot skillet, it's going to start cooking, and the cooking time is going to be around 30 seconds to a minute on each side. Also, you notice lots and lots of air pockets in the dough as it's cooking. So I'm going to pick another piece of dough and very quickly I'm going to roll out. My first naan is ready, and as you can see, we have some gorgeous spots on each side. So I'm going to transfer to a plate. Then I'm going to be placing in the next piece of dough. Make sure the flames are at medium, not high, because the bread needs to cook on the inside. And also you don't want your naan to burn. So quickly I'm going to roll out the next piece of dough. And it only takes around 10 minutes at most to cook your naan. So that's quite a hack. So of course you can double, triple the recipe to make some more naan for your family. And I absolutely love my recipe because it needs very minimal ingredients. As you can see, we have hot steam trapped into the dough, so be very careful. So I'm going to flip and let the other side cook for around 30 seconds to a minute. Once ready, check out how gorgeous the naan is looking. So I'm going to transfer to the rest and add in the next piece of dough. And roll out some more pieces of dough, which is going to take around 5 more minutes. Remember to cover your naan with a kitchen towel so that the naan doesn't dry off. This is my last piece of naan, so now I'm going to put out the flame and transfer to the rest. Place my pan aside. And this is how my naan is looking. As you can see, it's very pliable, soft. Just look at that. Gorgeous. So now I'm going to cover and place aside. Then you'll need some butter and coriander. This is salted butter. Make sure the butter is at room temperature. If not so, you're going to place in a microwave for around a minute. So now I'm going to add in coriander. Mix up the butter and coriander until fully mixed. And once done, this is how the butter is going to be looking together with the coriander. So now it's time to spread the butter. So now I'm going to use a kitchen brush and spread the butter on the hot naan, and just look at that. Immediately the butter melts, seeps into the naan, which is going to be looking so good and tasty. So I'm going to spread some more on the rest of the naan. Spread some more on my next piece of dough, making sure every single surface is covered with the delicious, flavorful butter. As you can see, my naan is looking so gorgeous and very tasty because of the salted butter, the coriander. The bread itself is tender, soft, pairs perfectly over some curry, beef stew, chicken stew, any stew of choice, whether it's vegan friendly.